Well, I found out how to get around their so-called qualified immunity. You sue them in their official capacity. So you can't sue the police department, you can't sue the city, you can't sue the county. You have to sue them in their official capacity as whatever they are. Deputy, sheriff, officer, state trooper, mayor, governor, but you can't sue, an entity, but you can sue them in their official capacity. So there's a way to sue them. There's a way to pretty much possibly even get them locked up for violating your rights. They're not supposed to violate your rights even if you don't invoke them, because they get taught in those classes all about the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment. They do get taught about it all the time, over and over. They get reminded, and they still violate them because people don't go out and sue them because they don't know that. Well, they do it because the people don't know that they can sue them in their official capacity. They try to sue the city and all this, and the city has some sort of way to be able to get around your lawsuit and gives them a qualified immunity. So, sue them in their official capacity. I get the money, or I find the right lawyer who will take my case, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to sue these people in their official capacity. Because this is just outrageous. I'm going to contact the AG of the state of Texas, and I'm also going to contact the state sheriff. I'm going to send the notices to them too and let them know what all they violated. I got new info of every court case, due process of law, how it works, how traffic works, how the driver's license works, that there is actual definition of what an automobile is and what a motor vehicle is. We do have the right to travel. If our private vehicle is not attached to a commercial business, we don't have to have a driver license. A driver license is for commercial use. When you get that insurance that they say you have to have after you get a driver license, it's a commercial insurance. And it costs more. So when you get, but whenever you get your automobile placed as just a private automobile that you own, you show them the paperwork. You make copies of your paperwork that states that you are the sole owner of that automobile. That it's the receipt of when you bought the automobile that makes you the owner. You paid for it. Their name is on it. Your name is on it as the buyer. You own it. The only way they can take it is if they can claim that they own that automobile or commercial vehicle. They have to claim that they own it. They're not even supposed to be arresting people on these traffic violations. No driver license, no insurance, and all of that. Unless there's a victim. It states plain and clear. There has to be a victim that you created even with malice intent. It don't say that in there, but I believe that it has to be out of malice intent for you to get arrested. It has to be proven you did it on purpose. And then you get arrested for causing harm to someone intentionally. So, it mentions the Magna Carta in it. It don't mention posse comitatus. It mentions the law of the land. It mentions what's in the Constitution. It mentions what's in, it just says maxim of law. It mentions a whole bunch of court cases, a whole bunch of them, that states plain and clear what they can and cannot do. And so you have to create notices, and you have to send them to the governor, the AG, the state sheriff, I guess the police chief, if there's a state police chief, but state sheriff's supposed to inform all of them. The DMV, you mail one to the DMV. We don't have to have driver license. If our automobile is not attached to a commercial business to be used to do business on the highways, not the roads, the highways. They tell you it's the roads, but no, it's just the highways. They are in control of the highways. The roads are public roads. They do belong to the public, but in a private automobile, you have the right to travel on those public roads without a license. The legislative branch cannot stop you. That's who's doing all this. Court case after court case. So I've got the website on that. So I'm when I get to the library day after tomorrow, I'm gonna be printing that out. I'm gonna print quite a few copies so I can have enough to send to everybody with everything else. And I'm gonna let them know. The DMV is gonna be let known that I'm pulling myself out of it, that I do not consent to being in it. I don't have my private automobile is not attached to a commercial business, so I don't have to have a driver license for it. I don't have to have insurance. I don't have to have registration or tags. I don't have to have any of that. It's a fact, and it's all right there in it. You know, it's just too bad I can't. I just don't have a computer where I can do it that way and show it to y'all better. Print out stuff here, but once I have it printed out, I can show you, and then you can read it, and it'll be proof. There's all kinds of evidence to prove that they can't do what they're doing, and they can't force everybody to have a driver's license. That's not conducting commercial business in a commercial motor vehicle on the highways. It mentions nothing about the roads, the streets, only the highways. So if you're on a road, they're not even supposed to be pulling you over. If you haven't created a victim and you're not doing anything that could cause harm to anyone, they're not supposed to be pulling you over. States it in their stuff. And I've got it all. Every bit of it I've got now. I got everything I need. And I'm going to send it to all of them. And then I'm going to send it stuff to... well, I don't need to. Just to the people who represent the state. The sheriff, the AG, the state prosecutor, the governor, and then all the judges around here. So, the state judge is in the city. Everybody's got a state judge in each city or county. Or somewhere where, you know, they got to go to a state judge. There's not just one state judge in one city. There's a state judge in every city. Also, you have to demand them to cite their oath of office. And then you have to demand them to show you their bond certificate. If they don't have a bond certificate, they're not a legit judge. They're not a judge. They're impersonating a judge. So, and if they don't have an oath of office, then they're impersonating an official, a public official. So, because they can't act as a judge if they don't have an oath of office and especially a bond certificate. That's what a lawyer said. And lawyers can get in trouble and fired and their license taken for telling people that. So there's people coming out in the system letting the word out of how it works. We're supposed to know how this system works so we can have it work in our advantage. It's not supposed to be a one-way street, and that is it. No. It is our way. That's the one-way street. It is to work our way. We're the ones that's supposed to have life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness, not liberty. Liberty is where you get the ability to have the liberty to ask for permission, or you have you go to them and you ask for permission to have the liberty, which is the privilege, to go hunting, fishing, and all of this. They can't regulate none of that. They can only regulate business vehicles. That's it. Commercialized business vehicles. So if they can prove that your automobile is actually connected to a commercial business, then they can get you. But if they can't, they can't. So you don't need license plates. You don't need registration. You don't need commercial insurance. They don't even provide private insurance for private automobiles. So if you want insurance to protect yourself, you get health insurance. And then if you get in a wreck or whatever, that health insurance will pay for all your medical bills. But if someone, I even found out that when you get that driver license, you're actually already insured. And they don't want you to know this. If you cause an accident, or if somebody else with a driver's license causes an accident, their insurance, the DMV's insurance company, is held liable. They want you to consent to be held liable, so you pay for it out of the insurance you bought that they said you have to have. You don't have to have. You're already insured when you get that driver license, and that you title your vehicle, you get that registration through the DMV, and then you go to DMPS to get that driver license. You're already insured under that registration, and they have to pay for any accidents that happens while you are driving on the highways and the roads. This is all a bunch of stuff people don't know. They don't want us to know. So, right there is all the information, or some of it, but it's what I've given you is a major point to it. Oh, and when they give you a driver license, they do not have the right to take it away from you unless you have caused an accident or something. But then they're supposed to take that license from you, because then you're a danger to the public, but only as a motor vehicle driver. And so they take that license. If they don't take that license from you, they can be held reliable for the accident you caused while having their registration and driver license, and your automobile turned into a motor vehicle when you title it. We don't have to title our private automobiles. That's for commercial vehicles. So all of that, traffic law and all of that, is for commercial vehicles. Everybody else don't have to obey it. But if you go out and you just cause an accident, you just decide to just go way too fast, because you can drive fast or travel down the road fast. But with a driver license, you can't. And when you get that driver license and everything, you do give the police consent to pull you over. That's why they can pull you over and take your vehicle and arrest you and all of that, because you signed all of that and got all this stuff that gives them that right. So I'm going to get private plates, and I'm going to let all them know. And I may just take a picture. Well, the sheriffs out here, they already have a picture of me. But I was thinking of taking a picture of the automobile that I'm going to have private plates on and send it to them so they can see it. But the sheriffs all have my picture at the jail, the county jail. So, hell, the city jail never even took my picture when I went in there. Only the county jail does that. So, and I went to city jail twice, I think. Or no, once. City jail, I only went once. County jail, I've been there 4 or 5 times. Because it's easy for them to do what they do because the people don't know the law. They don't know their rights. They don't know all these case laws that was created, which is law, that they're supposed to obey. But if you don't know them, then you can't come after them and they can do what they want. This is how we beat them. We sue them in their official capacity with all these CFRs, U.S. codes, and case laws. I mean, the states think that they can actually believe that they can ignore the Supreme Court case laws, but they really can't, because Supreme Court is above the state's courts, because they do run it, and so they have to obey them. I think it says that in there too. I'm not sure, but it's a long list of everything, how it all works. What is there's definitions in it, 2 or 3 definitions of what's what. We have rights by the Constitution to travel without a license, registration, and insurance. Not even have your private automobile titled. That's all for commercial business use. Commercial business has vehicles to deliver their products to wherever. Yes, they have to have a title, registration, whatever else, insurance. And then whoever goes to work for them to drive their commercial vehicles has to have a driver license. But, and the DMV is held liable when you cause an accident. Their insurance has to pay for it. So you tell them, I don't consent to my insurance paying for that. Your insurance is supposed to pay for it. Here's this that says so. And you keep that on you at all times. And you keep extra copies in case you just happen to lose it or they want to keep it or something, you know. But, and you get the right lawyer, they'll actually, if you want to lawyer up, they'll actually look at all that stuff. The lawyer can get you off. They have to go by what the lawyer says. They can't just railroad you if you use a lawyer. And that will work for you and not help them railroad you. So, you all take care. Bye.